Hello and welcome. So in this video I want to answer all the questions that were left on my Q&A video, and I also want to thank everyone who were just positive and left positive comments and feedback and support over me monetizing my channel. It means so much to me because before I felt quite uncomfortable about doing it, but I really wanted to get better and make better quality content, but I do need a little bit of money to invest into the channel to be able to do that. So thank you so much, it means a lot. So for this video, my plan is to write in the description like the question I'm going to be answering and at what time I'm going to be answering it, so you don't feel like you have to sit here and watch the whole thing, and you can just jump through to the places that are of value to you and that you want to hear. And another little thing is I am quite dyslexic. I'm going to do my best to read the names of the people who left comments. However, if I make a mistake and I make a total mess of your name or your YouTube name, I am really sorry. I have struggled with this my whole life, and it's not you, it's me. It's just something I don't know what to do with. I just manage it on a day-to-day basis. So anyway, the first questions come from Maria, and they ask, how old are you and what are you studying? So I am currently 21 years of age. I'll be 22 in November. I know I look a lot younger, like a 12-year-old, but I promise you I am 21. And currently I am studying social therapy. Now, it is kind of a holistic approach to social work. I work with vulnerable people, people with developmental disabilities, and yeah, I learned to be a caregiver and to understand them as individuals and as human beings, but not just, I don't know, just on a much deeper level and a much like individual case by case sort of thing. And yeah, it's not just about like the client and I'm going to be giving them this care. It's also about, yeah, our relationship together, and it's quite a big thing to try and speak about, but it's basically holistic social work, I would put it that way. So I am now in my second year and I really love it. I have learned so much, and it is amazing because it also isn't just class time. I spend most of my time doing practical work, working with vulnerable people, and it is amazing for me because I am dyslexic, so doing exams and sitting there doing assignments all day would be absolutely hell. So this is just an awesome program and I love it. So I have quite a few more questions that are all related to this study thing, so I'll try and answer them all together. So more questions come from Joanna Waldron. She is asking, what made me move from the other side of the world to here to do this study? Yeah, what does my day-to-day job look like, because I often speak about it like that, and how long am I planning to stay in this country, and when you say you study, what does that mean exactly? So I grew up in anthroposophy. My mom and dad are both involved in it. You can Google what that means because I don't have time to explain it all. But I also went to a Steiner school, a Waldorf school my whole life, so I knew about communities like this. This is a Camp Hill community where I am, and I am doing a program that is in a part of that. So I came here because of that. I did visit first, and I didn't think I would come here. I just wanted to come and visit a community like this and just see what it was like, and I came here, and after a few days I absolutely loved it. So I went home, I applied for the program, I applied for the visa, and I moved here like within a couple of months. So that's what brought me here. And I often speak about like my work, and that is not that I'm getting paid at all or that it even is work. It is actually my practical time to my studies. Technically that's what I consider it, but it's much easier to say work than trying to explain that to someone. So like I said, I only spend 1 day a week in actual class, in classroom, learning theoretical things, and the rest of the time, for the other 5 days of the week, because I also work 1 day on the weekend, I am involved in life sharing. I'm involved in being a part of this community. I work with vulnerable people all day, every day. I share a house with them, I live with them, and yeah, my main purpose is to actually put what I'm learning 1 day a week into full practice the rest of the days of the week. And it's really great. I am working, there's different workplaces within the community, because it's like a self-sustaining slightly. It's like a small community, but it has its own co-op, it has its farm, it has different like workspaces like a weavery and a wood shop and a candle shop, and different places where our people go and work, and it's quite therapeutic for them, and they have a purpose and they have a drive. I don't know if any of this is making sense, but I am working in the co-op and I help to run it, and I work with people with disability in the co-op as well, and they help me to get everything done and help shop our customers and help price products and package products and all kinds of things like this. So yeah, when I say my work, it's really just all in one together, like a holistic approach to life in a small community environment. Well, it's not that small, it's quite big actually, with people with disability of all different levels. And yeah, I don't know if any of that made sense, but I really love it here. And then someone underneath asked, Cadinia Snag, sorry, I don't know how to say that properly, also asked questions related to that. And yeah, I was asking like, does this part, like is the work that I do considered part of my credits, which technically yes it is. And yeah, because I always sort of speak about it in my videos, and how did I manage the visa and stuff like that, because I've been here for such a long time. So I am on a student visa. I'm on an F1 student visa because I am doing studies, and the work is actually the practical part of my studies, if that makes sense. And my visa, I think, is 5 years because the program is 5 years long. So I can be here as long as my visa is valid, and I'm enrolled in the program. I'm doing the program, and I don't know how long I'm going to be here, because someone asked me that as well. I think Joanna asked that, how long am I planning to stay? I don't know how long I'm planning to stay. I'm taking it sort of a year at a time. I love this a lot. However, it is quite emotionally, physically, like mentally draining, because I do pretty intensive, like all day interaction with people, and then I also study at the same time, and I love this so much. But yeah, sometimes I do feel like I just want to go get a normal job and move back to Australia and things like that. So I am taking it a year at a time. I do love it, but yeah, it demands a lot of you. It's not an easy life, put it that way. So hopefully I answered all those questions well enough. So someone else asked, my question is do you have a specific career in mind after you finish your studies? Also, would you prefer to live in the US back home, or move back home, or move somewhere else? So I don't have a specific career in mind after doing this. I know I want to work with people. I love people, whether it's people with disabilities or people with any kind of anything, just anyone. I just love working with people. So yeah, and I love helping people, so I don't really have a career in mind, but anything really, you know, around that social, like, you know, social workers area, or even like, yeah, some kind of therapist in some way. I don't quite know yet, but definitely with people. And I think that I wouldn't settle down in the US. If I'm going to settle down and have kids and do all that hurrah, I'm pretty sure I'd do that in Australia. And in terms of where I'd go after here, I would go back to Australia, but I also would love to live in Japan, and I would love to travel the world a lot more, so I might find another country that I'd like to live in. I've already lived in London, and I would actually do that again. It's just really damn expensive. So yeah, I'm kind of open to anything really, but in terms of having kids and settling down, I'm pretty sure it would be Australia, because that's kind of my home, you know. Even though I am traveling around. So let me see, sorry, I didn't got these questions very well organized. Okay, another question is from, so that last question was from Tara P. This coming question is from Salgalu, sorry. the question is that I can come up, the question I can come up with right now would be, if you have any advice for someone starting out on a no spend challenge, what would it be? And is there something you wish you knew, you know, before you started that challenge or that journey? I don't know, I would say for someone starting a no spend challenge, make it your own. Like, don't feel like you have to be perfect. You're not going to be perfect. It's okay. And it's not necessarily about achieving like spending really like hardly any money at all. It's actually more, for me, it was about recognizing my spending patterns, recognizing what I value, recognizing where I put my money and my time. So I would say if you're paying more attention to that, it's not going to feel like this horrible thing where you feel super restricted. It's going to be more of a learning experience. And I don't know, the only thing I wish I knew before maybe starting it, and I'm going to do a video on that, is actually that eating out is really, really, really expensive. And if you prepare when you go out on a day out, you're going to spend less money on like grabbing food because you're really hungry and things like that. And that's the one thing I think I knew it already, but I wish I'd been more active in throughout the challenge, is trying to spend less money on food just for the sake of it. So yeah, I hope that helps you, and best of luck if you're starting that challenge, and ask me any questions at any time. I'm so happy to support you in that. So another question comes from Bethany Florence, and they say, what does minimalism do for you and why do you choose it? So I don't know, I've never really, come out on YouTube and been like, I'm a minimalist. I like to sort of go to like, I don't know, I'm trying to live a more simple and minimal life, which is pretty much the same thing. I don't know, words are words. But what living more simply does for me is I don't know, it helps me to feel more calm. It helps me to feel more in control. It's definitely helped me in moving countries, because I've moved countries twice now, and it makes that process a lot easier, a lot simpler. I'm still on my journey, so I don't know if there's ever like an end to being a minimalist or trying to become a minimalist. But yeah, just I feel like the more in control, things are more organized. I spend less time on stuff and more time on experiences and doing things and thinking and learning more, rather than going shopping or doing anything like that. And I think that's great. Like, my value of the way I spend my time has totally changed. And yeah, I don't know, there's so many benefits. I don't know, like, if I'm on the spot right now, I can't think of them all. But yeah, just finding what's really valuable, really putting my time and my energy into, yeah, like learning things, growing as a person, being with other people, interacting with others. Like, that is where more of my time has gone now that I don't shop online or try and find the new thing to buy and stuff like that. And just being more conscious and aware of the environment and the impact we've had. I found minimalism through trying to live more zero waste, and so that has been really wonderful. Living more minimally, I'm not being as impactful on the environment as I was when I was younger and I was consuming a lot. And I am an only child, so I had a lot of stuff because people bought me presents, and also because I think I was a little bit of a, I don't know, selfish child when I was younger. So someone called Cornflower, or YouTube thing is called Cornflower, I was wondering, where are you? So I'm currently in upstate New York in America. I live like 30 to 40 minutes away from Hudson, if you know where that is. Why didn't you choose to live, they also asked, why didn't you choose to live a conventional life such as going to uni, getting a well-paid job and saving for a mortgage, etc.? So I don't know, I don't think I made like an active choice not to live a conventional life. I think I was born into an unconventional life just because of my parents and who they are, and then like the education I grew up in. So for me, that was never even like a criteria that I was ever aiming for, or it was even like an expectation of me. My parents never had that expectation of me. They just wanted me to grow as an individual, to find what I love, to seek what I love, and that I don't know, where I will find my work in the world. No matter what it is, they're supportive of it, and so I never felt any pressure to live a conventional life. I never wanted to go to university because I know how much I struggled through high school with like spelling and exams and essays and all that. So I knew that the only reason I'd ever go to university is if I had the biggest pull and the biggest love for something in my heart that I would want to go study it, and I wouldn't study it for any other reason than for that. So that's why I didn't go to university. And getting a well-paid job, I don't really care about that. What I care about is doing something that I love, helps others, and is of value for me and for other people, you know, and isn't just because I'm, I don't know, making loads and loads of money at whatever job I could get. Yeah, I know I would be miserable unless I was helping others and I was learning every day and I was learning something new and I was having to change things about myself to be better at the work that I was doing. So yeah, that's just, I know that in my heart, like I'm just so sure of that, and that's probably because I've had the luck and the most amazing upbringing with my family, and just who they are. So that's another thing. And saving for a mortgage, yeah, I'll buy a house maybe one day, but I just work on saving my money anyway. It's not just... Sorry, my camera died. I was in the middle of answering Cornflower's question around like getting a well-paid job and saving for a mortgage, and I think I was saying something along the lines of I do save money, but it's not necessarily for a mortgage. Maybe some of my money that I have saved will go to that, but mostly it's so I have the flexibility and the confidence to say yes to opportunities, whether it's to travel the world, move countries, do something exciting. That's why I save my money. Maybe it will be for a house one day, but that's so irrelevant to me right now because I don't even know what I want to do with my life. So to buy a physical property somewhere doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, it does make sense on an investment level, but I just don't have that kind of money to invest in property and then rent it out to someone or anything like that. I'm 21 years of age. I'm not there yet. So that is why I do save money, but it's not for a mortgage, if that makes sense. I'm not there yet. So the next question, or last question, is from Toucan Tink Humanhum 18, that's their name on YouTube. I'm really sorry. And they ask, what was the last book you read, the last film you saw, what is your favorite item of clothing, what animal would you like to be if you could be an animal? So the last book I read is this one, which is Goodbye Things, or like the last book I completed. I'm currently in the middle of a few other books, but this is the last one I completed, and it's Goodbye Things by Fumi Sasaki, and I read it while I was camping and hiking in the Kakadu National Park in Australia, and I was living super minimally because I had everything in a backpack, and I was just with 3 other people, and it was just amazing to read this book about living more simply and at the same time be doing it and be hiking and just having the most amazing experience. So this really sunk in well because of the time and the place where I was reading it, but this book was really great. It was super inspiring, and yeah, it just gave me more tips, more ideas, more motivation to live a more simple and minimal life. So that was the last book I read, and then I'm currently reading a bunch of different ones for school. So, and then the last film I saw, I can't really remember. It must have been on my flight coming back from Australia. I think I watched that film Wilson with I don't remember his name, Woody Allen, is it Woody Allen? And yeah, it's something with he had an adopted child or something like that. It wasn't very mind-blowing. And then I think I watched the one with that funny woman and her mother who get kidnapped in like South America and something along those lines. I watched that film as well, but nothing that like was meaningful and stood out to me. And then what is your favorite item of clothing? I don't know. I don't think I have one. I often wear like long skirts. I really like that. And oh, I really like a scarf. I often like to wear like a nice scarf. So I don't know. And I really love cardigans. Cardigans are really comfortable as well. So I don't know. I don't have a specific favorite item of clothing. I love most of my clothes, pretty much all of my clothes, because I wear them on a regular basis. And then what animal would you like to be if you could be an animal? I don't know, I think some kind of giant prey bird or something. Like I would love to be able to be like an eagle that could just soar in the sky for ages. I don't know, I would want to be like, what is it? It's not a real animal, but a lion with wings, whatever that is. I would love to be something like that. I'd love to be like Aslan from Narnia, like a magical lion or something along those lines. So yeah, I hope I answered everyone's questions. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name, and I'm sorry that this is such a long video, but I wanted to, yeah, answer the questions with free flow and not just cutting and editing for the sake of making it shorter. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everyone who has watched my channel, is a part of my channel, who is interested a little bit in who I am. It means a lot. I love doing this, and yeah, I just appreciate it when I get to have these little moments of, yeah, reflecting and sharing a little bit more about myself. So if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. I'll get back to you there. And yeah, I can do more videos maybe about what I'm studying. It's quite hard to explain, but yeah, I love it. I love what I'm doing right now. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!